so your objective with Save the Frogs is to, well, save the frogs. How exactly do you do this? How do you achieve this goal? And what type of things are you saving them from?
Yeah, frogs and other amphibians, frogs, toads, newts, salamanders, and the lesser known limbless amphibians, the caecilians. They're under threat from habitat destruction, pesticides, pollution, overharvesting for food and pet trades, climate change, infectious diseases, invasive species. So they've got lots of problems, and that fortunately gives us many ways to save them. So we've had lots of campaigns over the years. We have a webpage, savethefrogs.com/accomplishments, that I encourage you to look at. So I'll say first off is environmental education. We have to educate people so that they know there's a problem, so that they know what they can do in their own lives, and to ensure that politicians and corporations are aware of the problem and inspired or feel the need to address the problem. If they don't hear from their clients, consumers, buyers, constituents, then usually they don't do very much, or they'll do nothing at all. Yeah, so that's number one, educating people, empowering people, giving people educational materials, such as to teachers, providing education through our website, savethefrogs.com. We've got over 1,000 pages of information, making sure that people know what they can do. We have a how to help page. We've got a search bar at the top of the site. You can put in anything you're looking up. Got Save the Frogs Academy online courses, and we make that available to anybody for free for a minimum of 28 days. We have Save the Frogs memberships that people can get by donating, but if someone cannot afford to donate, we give out scholarships. So we've got a page, savethefrogs.com/scholarships, and we've given out scholarships to people from all around the world to assist them. And let's see, we've got legislative activities to get laws and policies in place at the local, state, and federal level. And we've also got habitat restoration events, as I said, building wetlands. We've built wetlands all around the USA and funded wetland creation in other countries. And we've got a course all about how to build a frog pond so that homeowners and land managers can easily create frog habitat on their property.
So how many people work at the Save the Frogs, and are they from around the world?
Yeah, we've got volunteers from all around the world, and as I said, it's just me working. We have lots of volunteers. We've got a pretty thorough volunteer management system, and yeah, it changes all the time. Like, I've got hundreds of volunteers who I could call on to do something, but I wouldn't say that they're all working on things all the time. As Save the Frogs Day, which is our largest event or series of events, as that approaches April 28th, we got more people helping out. We've got at least 500 members. I haven't looked at the number count recently. We've got a couple hundred scholarship recipients as well. And we've had, fortunately, thousands of donors over the years.
So speaking of volunteers, are there any people who have continuously stuck with you as you have brought this nonprofit up? Who are your prime supporters, helpers, assistants?
Yeah, we've got people who have donated first time. We keep track of when donations came in, and sometimes also I put someone's name into the email search bar to look up our past, chat history. And I see people from 2009. I founded Save the Frogs in 2008. It's pretty rare to see someone from then because we were still getting known. But there's people who've been around for pretty much the whole time, and some volunteers as well. Our graphic designer who designed the Save the Frogs logo with me in 2008, she's still helping out. Yeah, I mean, people, if they like the cause, they stick with it. We're always around saving frogs, and most people, once you have a love of frogs, it doesn't go away. So if they're still around, hopefully they are, and still interested in frogs, and hopefully they don't forget about us if they're getting our newsletter or connected on social media. then hopefully we hear from them every now and then. So yeah, I'll say like our board members have been on Save the Frogs eco tours, so that's definitely one way to get more into the organization. If you can join us for 10 days at a time and look for frogs, then that definitely helps ensure you'll be around for a long time saving frogs with us, or is highly likely to anyway.
So Save the Frogs has done a lot of activities around the world. So is that the time zone and working to get any permission from the local government has become a problem for Save the Frogs?
Well, let's see. A lot of what we do worldwide is educational. It's not necessarily legislative. Most of our legislative efforts are focused in the United States. And I'll say with respect to that, so as far as like getting permission to do what we do, usually that's not that difficult, but getting legislative and policy changes, that takes a lot of work. You should be prepared to be in it for a long time. Some of our campaigns have been around for about as long as Save the Frogs, and we make progress, but if I had known it would take so long, I may not have ever started on it, because governments can work slow. There may be people with opposing, or we'll say there usually are, people with opposing viewpoints, and sometimes you won't even know why it's going slow because they're not even going to tell you. It's just that things don't get done as fast as you hope they would. But stick with it. Just last night we got a letter finalized. It's going to the state of California regarding a 3,100 acre, about 1,500 hectares property that we helped save from off-highway motor vehicles, which destroy the land and cause lots of erosion that goes down into the streams where amphibians live and breed. So we've helped protect that land. Now we're working on a higher level of protected status for it. And that campaign's been going on for well over 10 years, keeping bullfrogs from entering the state of California, 15-year project that we've had success with, but that's only one state. So you focus on the most important things that you need done and be prepared to stick with it for as long as is needed.
So based on this, do you think that given enough time, you could sway the government to put the odds in your favor by carrying out some legislative commands that would be better for the environment and for frogs in general? Or would you rather this stay like more volunteer based?
I think that the latter is the more important way to go, because governments change. Even if you are successful, the next government the next group of politicians can come in and just change laws. And I am glad that there are some organizations who are more or less completely dedicated to legislation, lawsuits, usually against the government, and getting things done that way. For Save the Frogs and me personally, we started out as an educational organization. We continue with education. We continue to focus on educating, inspiring, empowering people to be able to make positive changes for the planet and for amphibians that don't have anything to do with whether or not the government acts. So I think that is, at least for Save the Frogs, it's the most important thing. It's what we can always do. It doesn't matter who's in power. We can teach you how to build a wetland, and you can build a wetland if you have permission or ownership of land. Things like that. Everybody can reduce their ecological footprint, and you don't need the government's permission to do that.
So do you have more advice for the high school students that might looking for learn something about the endangered animals?
Try to get in touch with the wildlife groups in your local area. That's where I would start. So I'd start there, and then there's tons of education freely available on the web. Find some good websites about whatever species or groups of animals are of interest to you. And if you do want to pursue ecology or wildlife biology, environmental conservation in any respect as a career, Make sure that whatever university you go to or whatever the next step in your career is has a good program for that. And I think volunteering is important, not just from it's important for learning, and it's important for actually getting a job or getting the skills needed to create your own job like I've done. And that's not just to get skills, but because it's hard to get jobs if you don't have experience to show for it. And that means you probably have to start as a volunteer. Most people do significant amounts of volunteering. That can be online, just helping someone out online, whether that's someone from a nonprofit organization or a government agency or a scientist, professor, researcher. It could be in a laboratory if you're at a university, helping someone out and getting some actual scientific hands-on skills in the lab, which is important for most scientists. And it could be going out into the field with a researcher to help them out with whatever their project is outside with wildlife. I think all three of those things you should try to get skills with all of them.
Do you plan to do more in-person talks, maybe at high schools?
Yeah, I like giving presentations a lot in person, and I've visited many high schools, so I'm always happy to do it. People can contact us. We've got a contact page up on the site, contact@SaveTheFrogs. You can email us to the webpage, SaveTheFrogs.com/contact. So if your high school or anyone watching, if your high school wants to host me or someone talking about Save the Frogs, and definitely let us know. The main issue is that I'm currently in India. Even when I'm not here, who knows where I'll be. I spend a lot of time in Latin America, where the highest amount of amphibian biodiversity is. I do travel around the USA, but it's mostly just an issue of getting the schedules to work out and the geography of things. But I'm always interested in giving presentations to organizations where there is a good group of people interested in the Save the Frogs message.
Can you give us some statistics on frogs? Like what countries have a higher level of endangerment? And do you focus on those countries more often, or do you focus more on countries where there's a higher chance you can make an impact?
Yeah, Latin America, usually countries that are closer to the equator have higher biodiversity in general. And as far as amphibians go, Central and Northern South America have the highest amphibian biodiversity, the greatest species richness, the number of species there, and Latin America also generally speaking, the most threatened, the highest number of threatened amphibian species. So we've always had a big focus there. There's lots of frog saving to be done. Fortunately, these days, there's lots of people interested in amphibians there. It is important to be active in those places, but we balance that primarily with where do we have volunteers? Where are there people dedicated to helping out? So I'm usually thinking about where do the amphibians need help and where are the people who are willing to save them and who have stepped up. I'm not usually going to places specifically to find people where they don't exist or where I don't know about them. I'd rather just, if someone wants to help out, then I'm gonna make sure that do my best to ensure they have the resources that they need. And we have Save the Frogs grants, SaveTheFrogs.com/grants. People can apply. And whereas a lot of funding organizations often say we only fund this or we only fund that, or we don't accept unsolicited proposals, meaning do not contact us. If we want to give out money, we'll contact you. We purposely have left our grant system open to anyone who, with an interest in protecting amphibians, that they can tell us where they are, what project they think is important.
So will Save the Frogs plan to do some fantastic activities for the high school students or even the people that love animals? Or Save the Frogs give some opportunity for them?
Well, we have lots of things going on. I'll say also, since you're from Malaysia, we did give a full scholarship to a Malaysian undergraduate biologist to join our recent Save the Frogs Borneo Eco Tour. So yeah, we have scholarships and grants. We've given out probably $150,000 or so worth of grants and scholarships to people in need from all around the world. On our savethefrogs.com/volunteers page, we've got a list of volunteer positions that are being sought. We have other things we need done. That's just a small number of them. So, and also, yeah, go check out the savethefrogs.com/events webpage. We've got lots of upcoming events, and joining those is a good way to know what's going on and to offer a hand to help out.